I think one of the hardest things when we to do to build what we're building at Orton Farms here is kind of this home delivery service, trying to maintain an active farm, but change our market. And it's taken way longer than we ever thought it would. But that's like any business, right? Like it always takes 10 times more than you thought for time, and always costs 10 times more in dollars that you expect to get to that point. But what's crazy is I think one of the hardest parts is myself and my good friend Sean. We both have been. He started his marketing business, OSM, or Optimum Service Marketing, and then simultaneously I've been still running the farm. But then we decided to change the direction of how we want to get paid, how we want our markets to look. And so our markets, took on a new role of this door-to-door, direct-to-consumer, direct-to-business market versus just going through, like in the dairy, going through a co-op or a middleman, and then it's always based off of the prices, based off of the supply and demand. But the hardest part about it is honest is the belief, I guess, the belief that it's possible. Because once you start down this journey, like if we start down this road, it doesn't matter like for what we're doing, the farm tail delivery, but any business, any person that wants to take on an entrepreneurial mindset to say they got this idea and then turn it into something. It's a fight. It's a long road to get to where you want to go, and it's a road that you walk alone for the most part in the metaphorical sense, because guys that do these types of things are set out to that have an idea and build it. It's no fault of anybody else, but most people aren't going to see the ideas, truly see the vision in our head, truly see the reason why we're still up at we're up at night, we're constantly thinking about it, we're constantly like trying, we're constantly say or trying to figure out how to make it work, despite whatever obstacles, the constant the constant failures, the constant ups and downs. Like you're always just, well, that didn't work. Let's try it. Let's try it differently. Let's do it slightly better. Like, and we're just always trying, and it's a lonely path because if a person hasn't gone down that before, they don't truly understand the level of commitment and belief it takes to say, I'm going to pull this off, and continuously root for yourself. And which is interesting is like, and I've got this experience the whole step of the way. So once Sean and I started knocking on doors 5 years ago now, 6 years ago, and just getting interest. And many customers, they're all about supporting us, but then there's always, it goes both ways. It's because it's a brand new business. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to have problems. We're going to have setbacks. It's also making sure and communicating with our customers or within the business, say, hey, we're trying to figure this out. We're greatly appreciate you guys being patient with us as we try to figure out how to run an active farm and build a delivery service in servicing many customers. Because a lot of problem in entrepreneurial, like people will say, hey, why don't you slow down? Why don't you take do it slower? Whatever the case. a lot of times, like, those are great thoughts, but the person can't do it because of the cost of everything, because of the amount of dollars you have to kind of turn over, like the cash flow sense of it. Like, just for somebody to have the same life where that somebody else is making minimum wage, it means you may have to turn over $100,000 of product or services before you can just make minimum wage. And so you have to, there's a level of volume that's always having to be achieved. And then you need to do a little more than to just base on what you're trying to get to initially, to account for any losses, breakdowns, any setbacks, and so on and so forth. So it's tough because, we're not trying to, we're trying to build a business, and you're not trying to rush through it, but you also have to do it at speed, and once you get momentum, like, you have to do it quickly. And so that's a road you kind of have to battle. Is not many people can understand the fact that we're trying to move quickly. We're not rushing. We're not trying to not do a good job. But you also have to do volume, because if you don't do volume, you don't have enough money to keep even trying. So it's like trying to find the fine line of how do you do all of it, especially in the beginning, with very little help, because you can't afford the help yet. And then still provide a good product, good service, and so on and so forth. And which is a grind. Like, it takes years to try to get out of that. There's a couple other young guys in our area that are doing businesses, and they've gone through the same grind, basically. In the first few years, and nobody roots for you until you've made it. When you need it. So when you're in that, when you get first started, you're trying to talk to every single person. You're trying to say, hey, just give me a shot, give me a chance. You're trying to you're trying to sell the ability for, hey, just give us a shot. And then as you get more and more traction, more momentum, then more and more people start coming to you. But sometimes it doesn't happen when you need it, because you have to be in the trenches, you have to be fighting, you have to be trying, and just not quit. And which it's crazy how much belief one has to have to do that, and then continuously do it still most days, because in business, there is no safety net. It is you or whoever is deciding to run or is in charge of the business, because you have to generate business somewhere, somehow. But I think it's been a very interesting. I'm glad we chose to go through it, because it's been humbling. It's a skill set. It's knowledge. It's just, you learn so much about everything, and that you wouldn't have been able to do without doing it. And the entrepreneurialism, like starting businesses, building it, relations, networking. I mean, you can read all of this boundary books. Someone can tell you it, but to truly do it and grasp it, like, you just have to go and try, and just fail and fail and fail, and then keep trying and fail, and until it works, and until you figure out combinations of whatever you're going to do that works at one time, and that one time you just keep replicating it. And that's what we've done for us at Ormer Farms. It's like, in the beginning, we've tried out many different offers. Like, how can we provide an offer to our customers that we can also fulfill? Or, hey, we have these ideas, but what can we reasonably be able to do at scale, so that way we're always providing a good service to our customers. So we would, it's one of those things. It's like, you just changed up things again. It's like, if you give it a chance. But it's like, once you realize if you do something and it's like it doesn't work, why are you gonna keep trying? So then you just alter your vision, alter the idea a little bit, and then try again until you finally get something that works out. Because when in business, all you gotta do is you just gotta have something that just happens once. And once you have it once, then you just replicate it over and over and over again. which is cool. I've had to go through it. My buddy Sean, he's gone through it. He's figured out what he had to do in the beginning, and it's like you put all this time and effort and onto so many things. You're like, oh, that was a waste of time. That didn't work. But it wasn't like really a waste of time because it's also you have to go through the process of finding out what you want, what is possible. But it can become very discouraging, especially when you just keep getting hit because in business, I mean, you're trying to move as quickly as possible to mitigate the downs that you're going to have frequently. But then when you have, you have 7 ideas, or you pitch something to 10 people, 15, 20 people, and they all say no, or you're cold calling, you're knocking on doors, like you just some period of time you don't get the greatest response that you think you are going to get, and it just wears on guys. But then you just have to remember it will work. It is possible until and you just keep going. So I'm still in that mode right now. Uh, we got offers that are working great, but we're obviously still scaling because uh, in order to meet the level of capacity that our farm produces, we gotta just have awesome customers ready to go. So we're gonna keep doing this process until we're at capacity.